Hello everyone, this is the Axle Shifter here, and this is the next episode of Multiverse Wars episode 6. And now let's get straight off to the bat. This is a fight between Turbo the Snail and Remy from Ratatouille. Turbo comes from the movie, Turbo, that's it, not really much creativity with the name there. But anyways, his real name is actually Theo, but he eventually becomes more well known as Turbo since he gains his super speedy powers. Turbo was once an average garden snail working with his friend Chet, pretty much able to just work as an average garden snail in the garden. But as his powers kicked in once he was sucked in by that car and through nitrous oxide, he eventually gains his powers, then becomes a true racer thanks to winning the Indianapolis 500 and beating Guy Gagné. So now for his powers and abilities. His most notable ability is his super speed, as he's easily able to keep up with other Indy cars during the middle and end of the movie. And these cars are said to move at either 240 or 250 miles per hour, which means that Turbo should be close to that speed. And it actually is confirmed to be his top speed because when he was training at the Indianapolis 500, the speedometer said 250, so that should mean that Turbo, that's his top speed. Now, as for his other abilities, not really much here. I mean, he is a snail after all, but he is capable of having street level at least attack potency, as with his speed, he was actually able to break through a wooden fence. And also, he can also scale off his brother Chet, who was able to ride off a literal crow or pigeon, you can say. And these crows are no joke. They can attack humans perfectly fine and fly away. And these snails were able to just not feel anything by that. And also, thanks to his durability, he can pretty much survive blows from other Indy cars and survive getting slammed into a wall. So, yeah, Turbo is not pretty powerful, but easily probably the most powerful in the verse, honestly. But as for his weaknesses, if he takes too much physical damage and enough force, it can eventually make his powers decrease, and it can eventually finally deplete as a result. And now we have Remy. Remy comes from the critically acclaimed Pixar film Ratatouille, as this film is widely known for being really fucking good, and I absolutely agree. This is still one of the top Pixar films. It's an absolute timeless classic. You should check this one out. Absolutely. So yeah, now let's finally talk about pretty much Remy's origins. Remy was once a normal rat, just picking out food for his rat family. But then he ended up taking a cookbook, some more shenanigans with an old lady and a gun happened, and then he ends up in this restaurant making food. So, and yeah, he's now a world-class chef, even though he's a fucking rat. But now let's talk about his powers and abilities. So yeah, Remy is a rat, but don't let that underestimate you, as this rat is actually far more impressive. He does have intelligence on his side, as he is capable of talking and making food for actual human people, so that should give him a mind advantage. He also has the speed. It is obviously known that rats can reach a top speed of 8 miles per hour. Now, obviously this isn't very impressive, but it is still kind of impressive for rat-wise, considering their small size. Then obviously, Remy also has the strength advantage over a normal rat, as he's also able to lift a heavy cookbook. He's also fast enough to dodge bullets, which easily gives him subsonic reaction speed, supersonic or probably, yeah. But yeah, he still has pretty fast reaction speeds as well, which does make him kind of keep up with Turbo. Now, despite all of Remy's strengths, he still has his weaknesses. For starters, he is still a rat, so despite his reaction speed and his lifting strength being pretty high, it is still a rat, so it can obviously be killed with just the right amount of force. So yeah, he also has no fighting experience. And now it's time I talk about who would actually win in this battle. Now, despite a lot of thinking and analyzing the movies, I think in the end, Turbo would end up winning, solely thanks to his sheer speed. This snail can reach a speed of 250 miles per hour, while the average rat can only reach 8 miles per hour. 8, which means that Theo has a huge advantage over Remy in terms of speed. Now, Remy does have the lifting strength advantage, as he can lift a cookbook, but Turbo, on the other hand, has an attack potency advantage, as with his speed, he can break through a wooden fence. And thanks to his sheer speed, he can probably blitz Remy. Probably grab some weapon, some eye or something with his mouth or something. Then he could probably blitz him then and on from then and there. And now, sure, Remy does have an experience with being a cook, and he obviously knows humans pretty well, and has escaped from them before, and dodged bullets from gun from that old lady in the beginning of the film. But Turbo, on the other hand, is just a far more impressive resume in terms of powers and abilities and career. So overall, I would say the winner of this battle is Turbo. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and see you later.